to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making vanilla bean scones, the kind that is reminiscent of what you would get at Starbucks. Figured this would be a fun kind of quarantine bake as everybody is stuck at home due to social distancing protocols to help flatten that coronavirus curve. So come along, we're gonna get your scone cravings satisfied at home. So what we're going to need is some flour, baking powder, and salt, some heavy whipping cream, granulated sugar, cold butter straight out of the fridge, and vanilla bean paste or vanilla extract or whatever extract you've got laying around will do, especially since you might not be able to have access to all these ingredients. We are going to cut the butter up and get it incorporated into the dry ingredients and then slowly add the heavy whipping cream to kind of bring it all together. So stay tuned. And it doesn't have to be perfect here, you guys. Just get it relatively small. It doesn't have to be all uniform. Put it in the mixer. You can kind of see on low what it's going to look like. It's starting to look like it's sand, so what we're going to do is we will slowly add in our heavy whipping cream just till it comes together. And just like that, we are done, and this is ready to be rolled out, shaped, and put into the oven. All right, so now we are getting ready to roll this dough out and shape it. A little bit of flour on your clean surface, turn that dough out. And it looks a little crumbly just by looking at it, but when you get your hands into it, you're gonna see that it will come together quite nicely, actually. So we're just going to form it into a circle. This is a small batch scone recipe, so that if you can only spare one stick of butter or you can only do half a stick, that's totally okay. Just using my hands to form it. You don't need anything else here. Just make sure you work fast and your hands are not too crazy warm so that you don't melt the bits of butter that are in here. So we've got this. Got it about a little bit less than an inch thick. I'm happy with that. Maybe pat it down just a tad more. Not looking for perfection, I'm just looking for something delicious. All right, so we are good right now. I'm gonna get a knife and come back. So I'm just going to cut into six. Can't math right now. 6. Kind of score it just so I can see where I'm going. 6 pieces. And I'm going to transfer the pieces over to my baking sheet here. Just kind of spreading them out a little, giving them a little room to breathe. The dough should be very easy to work with. And now these are ready for the oven. Alright, so about halfway through your bake, you want to rotate your scones so that they bake evenly. Just rotate my sheet. And we let them keep baking until they're done. Check out these beautiful scones, you guys. All right, so if you want to make a glaze for your scones, we can do it while your scones are baking in the oven. First thing you're going to need is some powdered sugar. And you're gonna get some water. And just a little bit at a time, bring it together. It's a glaze, so just water and powdered sugar will do just fine. You can also add heavy whipping cream or milk if you'd like. It doesn't make a huge difference. You can also add in some vanilla extract, or in my case, vanilla bean paste. I put vanilla bean paste in everything. Yes, it's a luxury, but it's amazing. So right now I started off with very little water because you can always add more water to thin it out, but it's very hard if you need to add a bunch more powdered sugar. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day if you can get a good feel for what you're looking for. If you need to thicken it up, add more powdered sugar. If you need to thin it down, add more water. And there goes our timer. We are going to check on our scones. This is what our scones look like. They're a little bit browned around the edges, and they are just about ready to come out. And you can also kind of see how they've cracked just a bit on top. That is what I'm looking for that steam to be escaping. All right, let's get them out. Some cracks here. Look at those nice nice rise and layers. This is exactly what we're looking for. We're gonna let them cool and then we're gonna put glaze on them. I'm looking for, if I were to describe this consistency, it's like a little runny Elmer's glue. Runny glue. So if I lift it up and I let it fall back in on itself, it mostly settles on its own pretty quick. That way I can quickly dip the scones and set them on the bottom side for it to kind of dry the glaze. So these are quite cool. Just let them cool for about 15 to 20 minutes, and the bottoms are golden brown, which is how I like them. If you don't like them, make some adjustments. Don't bake them as long, change the temperature up a little bit. This is our glaze from before. And I am actually just going to dunk my scones in the glaze. So, my glaze, grab a scone by the edges, lay it in. Be careful because your scones are probably pretty soft and tender. Just like that, you've glazed your scone. Moment of truth. Really good, really tender, a little bit salty. If you don't like it as salty, just reduce the salt. Very satisfying. As I'm enjoying this, there's one hopeful face and two hopeful faces. All right, girls, would you like some vanilla bean scones? Sit. Sit. Good girl. Just a little bit. Yes, good girl. Dog approved. So dark. Why is it so dark?